You know what makes marriage extra hard in the very beginning? What is one thing that can make your marriage so difficult in the very beginning?
No communication.
No, even worse.
Welcome to the Team Lawson channel. I'm Mike.
I'm Theresa,
And
and
we're
we're millennials,
millennials
and we're making it. Oh, on our channel, we discuss all things that make within the innocence. Millennials, marriage, and special needs parenting.
We also want to create a community that's both inclusive and encouraging.
So you can find us at Team Lawson on YouTube and Facebook, at Team Lawson 225 on Instagram.
And make sure you share us with your friends or someone who may need the information of our videos.
So today we're going to talk about the toughest part of being a newlywed, because we are definitely not that anymore. Can you scoot up, babe? You're like behind me in the videos. Or do I need to scoot back some? We'll even it out. You scoot up some, I'll scoot back some. Okay, that's better. Now we're on the same plane. So, when did we get married? 2010. After we were friends for 2 years, dated for a year and a half, were engaged for 6 months.
Dated longer than that.
You guys just dated for a year and a half before we got married?
You dated 2 years. Met you in 2007. 2006, 2007.
2006.
2006.
Yeah. I'm so tired. I don't think, sweetheart.
You might be right.
I know I'm right. I'm not going to reproduce this math. So we got married in 2010. We got engaged the summer of 2010, right before I moved back.
Mm-hmm.
We started dating October of 2008. We dated for a year and a half. Okay.
You might be right.
I know I'm
I
right.
ain't gonna tell you.
So when we got married, we knew each other very well. We actually took the time to do I was going to say to do married people things. That would have went across totally wrong. That's not what I meant. To have those conversations. We talked about money. We talked about history and dating. We talked about our sexual history. We talked about all of the things. Like our expectations of husband and wife, and what we expected out of. We talked about what we wanted in the future. We talked about having kids. We talked about all of the things. Did not make the first few years of marriage, I think, any easier.
No.
What do you think was the most difficult part? But here's the thing. We both expected there to be a great deal of hiccups.
Yeah.
Right? So, I remember having a conversation with my mom about the first 5 years of marriage. And I wasn't even, I don't think I was even dating you at the time, but I really wanted to be married. And I was helping a friend of mine who was married. And she was just saying the first 5 years of marriage are the toughest. They're the roughest. And this actually goes along with science. People always talk about the 7-year itch. That's not actually a thing. Okay? 7-year itch is when they say people get the urge or the itch to try something new or want something new.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically speaking, if you're married 7 years, you're going to stay married for the long haul. That's not totally true for everybody, but we're talking statistically. You're more likely to stay married if you stay married for 7 years. Really, marriages fall apart around year 3 or 4. And most people who get a divorce know they're going to be divorced in year 1. So she told me the first 5 years of marriage are the toughest. The first one is the absolute toughest. And I think what happens in the first 5 years is why you talk about newlyweds being the honeymoon phase and stuff. It's because it's really, really good, but the rough stuff is really, really rough. And so you're bouncing between this really, really awesome and really, really rough throughout those first year and specifically the first 5 years. And so emotionally, it's like a roller coaster. And then kind of after that, you kind of settle. Like you kind of get in a rhythm. Like stuff I feel like is like more balanced. There's not those spikes in how we feel emotionally about our relationship and about each other. At least I don't think.
Wait, spikes. I'm trying to find.
Like it's really, really good or it's really, really bad. That's the spikes. I'm doing this on the table, but really, really good and really, really bad. Like that.
I mean, we have our good days and our bad days.
But it's not as bad as the first few years. Like, when it got bad the first few years, it felt like it was just the end of the world. But I think now we know it's not the end of the world. It's just marriage. And we're going to get through it. And we're going to get through it together and better.
Yeah.
I think that's something you come to understand as you're married for a little while. And we also read books that told us, hey, and they were so true. Remember the book where it said that when women were polled, they rather garden than have sex? Like, stuff like that is actually true. Like, I don't really want to garden, but like our list of marital priorities are just different. Like, I need my husband to wash dishes. My husband needs me to get naked. And those are our number one. And those are our number ones. It's just real life.
Well, what they got to do with newlyweds?
No, but that's the kind of stuff that was in the books that we read. And I think I'm talking about all that because reading about and talking about the rough stuff and how different men and women are and how difficult sometimes it is to coalesce into a team. And the Bible says that people husband.
That's not in the book.
The Bible says that husband leaves father and mother and cleaves to the wife, and the two become one. Like, to become one is a process, and sometimes it is difficult. And during that process of becoming one, I think we normalize that it was going to be a process. Like, we expected it. And the outcome for us was always, but we still going to be married after this. So how do we get to, let's still want to be married after this? Whenever we went through something. If y'all hear something, our child is upstairs having a rave. She doesn't want to go to sleep.
I mean, just apologizing, coming together, talking and
what?
working.
There wasn't a
out.
question?
Oh, I thought you was asking. My bad.
No. Did it sound like I was asking a question?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
And then you looked at me and just froze. So I'm like, oh, she want me to answer that.
No. So, what was the hardest part about being married? About those first couple of years for you?
Yeah, we had to. For me, I mean, we had to drop bad habits that we had when we was living in different places.
What you mean?
Like we had different habits. We didn't live the same.
Like, what you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Like, give an example.
Like, we had two different wheels. Like, you got your own wheel. You was used to live in a certain way, and I was used to live in a certain way.
Like what? I don't know what you mean.
What you mean? What I mean?
Give an example of how I was used to living one way, and it was you had something different. I don't understand.
Theresa, we grew up in two different worlds.
I know, so you should be able to come up with one thing. I get the concept, but I prefer to have the fitted sheet, the flat sheet, and the comforter. You think the fitted sheet is stupid? I'm saying I don't think the fitted sheet's stupid, but I'm saying not the fitted sheet. The flat
to use
sheet.
That example, okay, you might want all three layers. Well, I might just want the blanket.
I know. Give me another example. That's what I'm saying.
You might, okay. So let's say, and it's small.
It can be small.
But okay, you might want us to use. I mean, you used to using Sensodyne, and I might be used to using Crest.
We did all have. We had our own toothpaste for years. We just started getting the same toothpaste.
And that's a decision I made. I want to start using Sensodyne.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like I
and
said,
it's bigger things too, like well, that's not a big thing. I don't know. What are some bigger things that we did totally differently that we had to come together on? Oh, I know a big one.
What?
Apologizing.
No, because I was doing that anyway.
No, we both apologize, but we grew up apologizing different ways. Like, he would say, I'm sorry, and then just look at me. And I'm just like, but do you even understand why I'm upset? Like, I couldn't tell if he was just saying I'm sorry because he wanted me to stop being mad, or if it's because he was genuinely sorry and he was going to do things different.
I'm sorry.
But I didn't know that because we apologized differently.
Why don't you ask?
What did we come to an agreement on apologies were after several years of marriage?
What do we agree? I mean, I didn't totally agree with that. I just did that.
What was it that you didn't totally agree with? Oh my gosh.
I mean, I just, man, look, probably, man, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do it again and be done with it all. You know, my bad.
No, that's what you did. And it drove me crazy. But what did we agree that we were going to do?
I just went, look.
No.
If that's what's gonna keep the peace.
No, but you're not understanding what I'm asking you.
I know what you're saying. What we agreed on, you asking me, you want me to say, I'm sorry for doing this.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this to change it.
That is an apology to me. And like, he still does not feel like that is necessary. But I need that. I need to know that you are actually sorry, what you were sorry for, and this is what you're going to do next time. Because I hate having the same argument. I think that's what it boils down to. I despise going through, why we got to do this again? Like, I thought you said you were sorry. If you're sorry, you're not doing it no more. And I think sometimes, like, it's not just important to get better in the moment, but to grow and to build. And, like, when you understand what you're sorry for, then it helps you to learn me more. Like, what upsets me, what makes me happy, and how you can be a part of my happiness. Yes? You hate apologizing like that. Go on, admit it. Go on, admit it. You absolutely hate it. I don't understand why it bothers you. Because that is how I apologize to him.
No, not all the time.
I don't.
No.
I just give you sorry and give you kisses.
No, you don't even give me kisses sometimes. You just say sorry.
So.
I mean.
What? Okay. What else? What else was I going to ask you?
That's what, I don't know. I'm listening though.
Oh, you know what makes marriage extra hard in the very beginning? What is one thing that can make your marriage so difficult in the very beginning?
No communication.
No, even worse. Having a child. Let me tell you this. Children are beautiful. That little girl upstairs tearing up her room, not going to sleep.
Not all children.
No. I'm not talking about the type of child you have. I'm talking about going through the process of being pregnant, having a child, having a newborn, and all that goes up. Because here's the thing, right? The process of pregnancy and childbirth and having it, like, readjusting your life for the new person affects every aspect of your life. It affects you financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. When I was pregnant with Macy, if I tried to pray, I threw up. No, no lie. Like, do you know what happens when every time you try to pray to God, you throw up? You stop praying because you get tired. I would literally just pray quietly. And I'm telling you, every single time I would throw up. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. So, like, going through that, you have to think about bills, managing schedules,
Yeah.
food, and stuff. Like, everything is affected by pregnancy. And it is supposed to be this super, super, super happy time, but it's stressful. It's stressful to a marriage. It's stressful to your relationship together, to you separately, and that's if you don't have any complications. Because other than the me throwing up every time I said a prayer or said grace or something, like we were generally healthy. But sometimes in pregnancy, like there are complications. Like can we have this conversation? Can we have this conversation?
Good conversation.
From like the third trimester to like your baby is 2 months old at least, if you have a C-section, like ain't nobody having sex, not a whole lot, at least not with the pregnant person or the person having the baby. And that this is what people don't talk about. Like, if you are pregnant around the third trimester, even if you want to, like, it's difficult. Like, and then if there are no complications, like, but sometimes there are, and women have to be on what's called pelvic rest, which means you can't have sex or you could like have a like if you have placenta previa where the placenta attaches over your cervix, contractions of your uterus can cause you to bleed to death. So you literally cannot have sex. Literally. And that's just the physical things that happen to a woman's body. There's emotional, like, and so when you're a newlywed, and so much of that is so much of being a newlywed is the freedom to just be a couple. A lot of that is taken away when you're having, because the taking away of the freedom, like the adjustment to your life doesn't just happen after the baby is there. That's why people start doing baby moons. Like, so you could have that last hurrah to celebrate yourself as a couple before the kid comes and stuff. It's really hard. And I think people talk about all the good stuff that happens in us for a few years, but they never talk about the hard. And like, you can get through that. Like, we're still married. Like, we still love each other very much, but we went through that. It was difficult. There are some women who have tears from birthing a baby. I had a C-section, so that was not my testimony. But they have tears from birthing a baby, and they have to get stitched back up, and sometimes the stitches are too tight. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so if you're going through this stuff, it's not the end of the world. You know? Whew. That was a side. I'm sorry. But, like, nobody, you got so quiet. They don't talk about the fact.
Listen.
You don't talk about the fact that your body's going to be screwed up for months. Months. Newlyweds. So if you learn anything from this, wait to have a kid. Wait 4 or 5 years if you can. If you can hold off getting pregnant. Because sometimes they sneak up on you, like Macy snuck up on us. The Lord had to get one child through us real quick. Otherwise, he wasn't going to get one.
That's a fact.
That is facts. Anything else that was difficult about being married? Oh, you know what? Finances. Like getting on that. We talked about money. I feel like we did. We talked about money. But
well, I think it was difficult because I was moving, your home, your city, and man, jobs ain't like it is here. So
right,
that's why
smaller town.
Yeah,
not as many job opportunities, and even that, like even back here when there's more job opportunities, we've both changed jobs. I've had 2 different jobs since we've been down here. You've had 1, 2.
About 3 or 4.
3, 4. You have 4 different jobs since we've been down here. And that's not, you quit one. Excuse me, we both quit one. But the rest of them was like you were laid off twice and.
Yep.
Yeah, a mess. Yeah, but like those are the type of struggles that you go through in the first year. Like, and it seems like it's all like you don't plan to struggle that much as a newlywed, right? Because you're newlywed, honeymoon. But for most people, like it's just a part of that building block process, a part of that becoming one, you know? Yeah. This turned out to be a whole lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. Whew. So how are we doing working together as a team?
We're doing good.
Think so?
Yeah, we just, like I say, still need to work on.
Hey, different one. Different
Oh.
video, different one. Is this glass on the floor? I'm paranoid. I stepped on a piece of glass earlier. I think it's glass.
I don't think.
One thing that you are doing well at is filling in the gaps of like recognizing where stuff is lacking and like bringing it to my attention and filling in the gaps. Like, we need to do this, babe. How can we get this done? Like, being more proactive in the planning process. Because normally I do most of the planning and the, you know, there's somebody here, babe. Sorry, that's up here. I do most of the planning and the coordinating, but you've been able to see like, hey, this needs to be done. How can we do this? And I appreciate that. Because sometimes I don't be thinking about everything. I try, but, you know. What I mean? What am I doing good?
I'm trying to get more rest.
Something different.
I have to think because I want to be careful what I say.
Hey,
Look,
it don't have to be super deep.
Yeah, I'm not making super deep. I think you've been being more patient with me lately.
Really?
Yeah.
You always say I'm being more patient with you.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I say you. I told you you need to be more patient.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. Have I been?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're a little frizzy in the back.
That's fine.
I know. You know, the back of your head. I think you could be a little bit more patient with the new behaviors that are emerging from Macy since she's been around her new classmates. So Macy is in school full time now, school and therapy full time now, and so she's been coming home to some extra special behaviors from her classmates, and it's oh so much fun. And they be so you and Macy be frustrated with each other. It's not fun. I'm being sarcastic. It's really difficult because she is a handful, and so that's part of this whole I'm not going to sleep thing. This is new. So
I just feel like one of us got to be. I ain't saying be strict. I ain't saying be mean. But one of us got to be a little stern. I'm sorry. Like I get it.
but is it working though? Is you being more stern, being more
Sometimes
helpful?
it do. Most time it do.
Okay. I
Most
don't
time
think
it
it's
do.
particularly helpful, audience. I don't. I think they just be fussing at each other.
That's not fussing me.
Okay. I got up yesterday and they were arguing. I got up today and they were arguing. Macy, go in your room. Now! Go in your room.
Macy,
now!
man,
Go in your room. Now!
No, Macy got that from that.
Don't say nobody's name.
I ain't gonna say nobody's name, but it's a video she been watching with that child and her mama.
That child and her mama.
Yeah.
Watch no video with no girl.
Yes,
and
she
mama.
do. Yes, she do. And the child be saying no, mama, no.
Oh no! Oh, it's a video.
And I watched her mimic the little girl saying no.
No, in the video, the mom was pretending to punish the little girl's big sister.
I know the mama. I know the video. What she was doing.
And the mom thought it was funny because the little sister was taking for the big sister and not letting the mama punish her.
And Macy be trying to talk like that little girl. That's why she said it like that. Yes.
And I think they're also, Michael, they're working on, Macy has a hard time answering yes or no. And so that's something we've been working on for the past 3 years. And so they're working on remodeling how to say no because The reason it's hard for her to express no, it was harder for her to express no before. She was confused about whether to say yes or no because she was just copying what they said instead of understanding that no means I don't want to and yes means I do want to. And so they've been remodeling her. Remember, making
Yeah, I remember talking about that. I remember.
That's part of the reason. And part of the reason she's just older, she's being a little bit of a butt.
I understand that, and that's why you can't. Sometimes
I know, but who got it together when she was telling you no earlier?
I mean, that's cool, but like I said, that's because I was finna get up and had to walk over there. I had to got up out the chair.
Poor Macy was about to be handled. Girl, if you don't go in your room and be quiet, whoo, Lord, that's sassy.
Like I said, man, you still, even with her condition, you still.
I have nothing to do with her condition. I'm just looking at
No, but what I'm saying is, you still have to have some type. I'm not saying beat the girl.
Are you not saying beat the girl?
I'm not saying beat the girl, but
okay.
You have to have some type of discipline. And that's what children, period, or a child will try to
I feel like I have discipline. I think I just express it in a different way. I
don't know.
No, this is
my discipline to me is more old school. Yours is more new school and compassion.
It is new school and compassion, but that's not the only difference. Like we're taught as teachers to use positive statements. And so instead of in our classroom saying no talking, and the classroom rules we are respectful and ask permission before we talk. So it's presented in a more positive light. So when Macy is doing something she has no business doing, like you'll say, no, don't do that. And I will say, we're Lawsons. This is how we do this. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you're saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, it's not that one is better or worse at getting the desired result right then. But I think I'm looking for like establishing a code of conduct to where she's not just, I don't do this because daddy said no, but I know how to make good choices because this is how I was taught to do things. Mm. So it's more like teaching her how to do things, not teaching her what not to do.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? That's at least what I'm trying to do.
And what I'm trying
so I honestly don't tell her no often. I just show her what I want her to do.
And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to teach you if you play with me, you gotta see me. And then I'm gonna talk politely after you done saw me.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
We gonna work it out, y'all. That's all we have in today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can email us at teamlawson225@gmail.com. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all about our Google number, 504-252-0531. I think that's it. If it's not, you'll find out when you call it. I'm joking. That's the number. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about Macy having to come see her daddy. And what else am I supposed to say?
You can comment all you want, but she's still gonna. I'm her.
Listen. That's all we have for today.
God bless you.